Great finish. 1-1 headed in on the corner.
There's a shot to score.
Patience, and the shot goes through. Trickles through for a goal. And they're going back to the NCAA tournament.
They're the top two seeds. They combined to go 11-1 in the regular season. And now they meet on this cool fall day in the nation's capital in the Patriot League championship game. The American Eagles and the Lafayette Leopards on the Patriot League network on Stadium. The Eagles topped Holy Cross 5-1 to get here. Lafayette beat Bucknell 1-0 in the semifinals on Friday. Great to have you with us. I'm Ryan Piers. It's fun when the underdog wins, but sometimes it's just great to have the two top teams in the conference play in the championship game. And that's what we have today. The American Eagles are sizzling. They've won 9 of their last 10, 7 straight against Patriot League opponents, including a 5-1 win against Holy Cross in the semifinals on Friday, behind Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year Noor Coonen's record-tying 3 goals. Now head coach Steve Jennings and company want to avenge a championship game lost last year to Boston U. The 2-seeded Lafayette Leopards are great themselves, going 5-1 in the regular season. The only team they lost to were these Patriots. They shut out Bucknell in the semis. Their back line is excellent, led by Lisa Vandergeest, the Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year. So get ready for action. Number 1 and 2 seeds get set for what should be a great Patriot League championship game on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. It's a Patriot League championship on Stadium. Great to have you with us. The winner plays in the NCAA play-in round on Wednesday. Eagles and Leopards. Let's have a look at the starting lineups. Go to Leopards first. A couple players to note. Molly McAndrew, the top scoring sophomore. She's first team All-Patriot League. She's at the forward position. Sam DeMeo is along with her on the offensive side. The senior, one of the top scorers on this Leopards team. Their defensive player of the year in the Patriot League, Lisa Vandergeest, anchors their excellent back line. The 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, also very good offensively, 7 goals and 7 assists. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for the Eagles. Pretty traditional from Coach Jennings and company. Their offense is spurred by the top scorer in the conference this year, Noor Coonen, the Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year. Career highs in points and goals for this excellent junior for the Eagles. The Leopards beat Bucknell 1-0 in the Patriot League semis. They went 5-1 in conference with only 1 loss, and that was to these Eagles. They've won 3 of their last 4. AU 12-5 this season, 6-0 in Patriot League play. Lafayette 12-7. The Leopards 5-1 in conference play. They were 3-4 on the road. If you're going to make a note from this Leopards team, I think it's this one. Their defense is so good. They've only allowed a goal in 3 quarters over their past 32, dating back to mid-October. Extremely impressive number. It'll be the Eagles with it first. We're underway from the Jacob Sports Complex, the Patriot League Field Hockey Championship game. Number 1 seeded Eagles taking on the number 2 seeded Leopards. Can't ask for anything more than this on this beautiful late fall day here in the nation's capital. The Eagles seek their 11th conference championship after losing in the finals last season. The Leopards behind the Patriot League Coach of the Year, Jennifer Stone, trying to beat a team that topped them 1-0 just last week. A turnover and a chance here for the Leopards to strike early. They make their mark on defense, but also an extremely good offensive team. They were second in goals per game this year behind these Eagles. So we've got the 2 top offensive and defensive teams in the Patriot League this season squaring off. That is Vandergeest, who just had it. The top goal scorer, excellent defender, defensive player of the year for the Leopards. The Leopards work methodically offensively, picking their spots. Costello crossing. It's deflected by the back line. She keeps it in play. And it will be Eagles possession. An early threat from the Leopards. Now, Georgia Davies, after qualifying for the Patriot League first team, will set up the offense. 2 teams very familiar with each other. Just played 1 week ago. It was a 1-0 win for AU. They've dominated the 27-game series, leading 19-8. The Leopards are looking for their first win against the Eagles since the Patriot League title game, which they won 2-1 in overtime in 2012. The back line for the Patriots, for the Eagles. Such a skilled group. The Leopards able to take that one away, though. Here's Yetta Diekman. Made great strides from last year, earned second team all-conference. Eagles reverse field. The cross goes to Phelan. Their steady defensive back, pressured, in trouble. And it's a turnover. As the Leopards putting the pressure on early. A little flip from Jenna DeLongis. Rossman turns it around. And it'll be a set here for Davies. Davies is such a good distributor. The push pass towards midfield. Diekman will reset back on the far side. Charlene Boshoff had an assist in the round of 1 win against Holy Cross. Working the sideline. Pressured by McAndrew. Top-notch score for the Leopards. 4 subs getting set to check in for the Eagles. A pair coming in for the Leopards. Slightly overcast skies. Nice sunny day, though, for the most part. Here at the Jacobs Sports Complex in D.C. On the counter deck, here comes the Leopards. Pushing. Tara Hamilton just up off the bench. Hamilton, good passer, does have an assist, is turned away. And it's going to be a set piece up top here at the 25-yard line for Audrey Sars. She scored the only goal in the semifinals midway through the 4th quarter. The pass from Fortes. Eagles. Near the sideline is Megan Hoffman, the freshman. Now here's Nora Kunin, the Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year. Turned around by Anna Steps on that back line. Remember, the Leopards have only allowed a goal in 3 of their last 32 quarters. They're an incredible defensive team, anchored by second team all-conference keeper Sarah Park at the back, and of course Lisa Vandergeest, the Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year. Always fun when you have the top offensive player, the top defensive player matching up in the championship game. Here's a chance for the Eagles. Waiting for it was Sars. McAndrew. McAndrew lost control. Here come the Eagles. Boshoff tries to set it in the middle. The back line waiting for the Leopards. Now Fredericks. At midfield. A tussle, it'll stay here with the Eagles. Two teams that went 11-1 in the Patriot League play. Top 3 in almost every stat. The 2 top defensive teams in the league. 2 top offensive teams. Both teams loaded with stars. The Eagles led the way. 5 players on the all-conference teams, including first-teamers Davies and Nor Kunin. Felicitas Hanna's back in as the Leopards continue the subs. 3 getting set to check in for the Eagles. At midfield, Costello, one of the fastest players in this Leopards team, works on Boshoff. It'll be a set here for the Leopards. Now at the sideline, Sars, one of their top scorers. Good closeout from Hoffman. Scoring opportunity. It's Hamilton trying to cross, and the Leopards strike score. The Leopards score against an Eagles team that's outscored their opponents 10-1 in first quarters. Only the second first quarter goal the Eagles have allowed this year. The Leopards strike first, a gut punch to AU on their home field. And now let's see if the Eagles can respond. Cameron Costello, her second goal this year, the senior for the Leopards, gives them the advantage. And one of the big keys we talked about at the top, who can score first in this matchup? Because both these teams, such suffocating defensive squads, and it's the Leopards getting it done. They've come out with more energy. They've controlled the pace. And the midfielder, Costello, from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. A very fit, speedy player, got behind the defense, was waiting for the deflection, and got it through. Coach Jennifer Stone really was positive about Costello when we talked this week. She's a steady player after hardly playing for 3 years, and she comes up and gets a big goal in the championship game of the Patriot League. Now the Leopards try to add on. Here's a cross from Costello. And it's turned back around. Eagles down early. They've only allowed now 2 goals in first quarters this entire season. They've been so good out of the gate. Halfway through the first, the Leopards get on top. The Eagles had outscored their opponents 10-1 in first entering this matchup. Now here's Kunin. She had 3 goals in the semifinals matchup. Leopards on the counter. They've really controlled the time of possession so far. Sars, pressured by Campagna, the freshman. Quick sub for the Leopards as Anna Steps comes back in. She starts on the back line with it now. Good takeaway. That's a sophomore Moser, one of their top scorers. Couldn't quite get it out front though. Tall task for the Eagles now against an elite defensive group. See if they can start right here with a good possession. Pagani is back in, the sophomore from Argentina. Of course, a long way to go, but that first goal so important in this championship game. Eagles seeking their 11th conference championship. Winner plays in the NCAA play-in round on Wednesday. Here we go. Leopards pushing. Out in front. And it'll go out of play. Towards the corner. Tight defense from this Eagles back line. They're able to force the turnover. An early goal about halfway through the first from Cameron Costello off a deflection. And that has the Leopards out on top. Yetta Diekman's in. That one deflects off the stick of Stars, takes a Eagles hop. And it'll be Diekman to set up the offense. This pressure from the midfielder, Sam DeMeo, she's causing a lot of problems. She's known more for her scoring, but such a versatile player. She's already forced a couple turnovers, number 2 in white for the Leopards. A quick poke from behind from Pagani, and she is whistled for the infraction, and that's a green card on Pagani. First team All-Patriot League honors. Very important player for this Eagles team. She'll have to play a little more conservative going forward with an early green. Scoring opportunity. Hamilton again tries a cross. She set up the offense last time that led to the goal. Here's Davies. Across. Good possession, at least at start here for the Eagles. Up the sideline, waiting for it, was Sars. She's been a tough player to get past. Tall, long arms. Audrey Sars, 5'11". Deflects out of play, it'll stay with the Leopards. Jennifer Stone and company. Coach Stone, the Patriot League Coach of the Year in her 7th season with the Leopards. And then, of course, head coach Steve Jennings, 18th year for American University. His team is looking for its 11th conference championship, but they're down 1-0 early after a goal midway through the first from Cameron Costello. Here's Sars as she goes back. DeLongis, the midfielder. Across to Hefting. The set to the corner. McAndrew trapped. Now McAndrew weaves between defenders, and it's cleared out by the Eagles. Waiting for it was Phelan. Big crowd, lots of Eagles fans. Quieted just a tad early, though. This offense trying to give them something to get on their feet for, as Eagles trail 1-0. Eagles 1, seed Leopards 2. Eagles beat Holy Cross 5-1 in the semifinals, a record tying 3 goals from Norkunen. Leopards pitch a shutout, beating Bucknell 1-0 to get here on Friday. Lafayette's allowed just 2 goals in their past 4 games. Their defense has been almost impenetrable over the past really month and a half. A good majority of the season. Eagles trying to figure out the combo. Here's Coonan as it goes off her stick. Audrey Sars from Vancouver, British Columbia, sets it back. The reversage of field gets past everybody, out of play. Also important to note, Fiona Minter, a freshman keeper. Sarah Park, the senior, second team all-conference. As that goes out of play in the first quarter, comes to an end in this Patriot League Championship game. It is the Leopards, a 2 seed, striking early. They lead 1-0 on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Leopards lead the Eagles as we start the second quarter in this Patriot League Championship game. Leopards 1 shot, and they made it count as we look at some of those stats from the first quarter. Cameron Costello, the senior from Pennsylvania, scored her 2nd goal this year off a great pass from Tara Hamilton. She gets her 2nd assist, and it's the Leopards on top 1-0. Still plenty of time left, but against a really good defensive team, at least if you're the Eagles, first of all, you have to be almost perfect the rest of the way defensively. You can't get down 2-0. And on the flip side, you need to start stringing together some good possessions. Eagles just a bit out of sorts in that first quarter, but of course, this is the top offensive team in the league, led by the Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year, Norkunen. You know they can strike at any time. Really almost a perfect first quarter from the Leopards. Did not allow a shot, hardly allowed an opportunity for the Eagles. They had the ball in their possession most of the first, and they come away with a 1-0 lead Cameron Costello, about 7 minutes in, scores on a nice pass from Tara Hamilton as she crossed from the right side, giving her team the lead. Eagles going for their 11th conference championship. This is a place they've been quite often. Lafayette, the program's been turned around by their very good head coach, Jennifer Stone. She was an assistant for 6 seasons here. And now in her 7th year as the Leopards head coach, just won Coach of the Year, and she has her team out in front 1-0 as we start the second. We appreciate you tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. It is the Patriot League Field Hockey Championship on Stadium. And of course, the Patriot League Network. Quick turnover. Let's see if the Eagles can make something of it. Here comes Nor Kunin, pushing to her strong left side. Kunin, fun matchup against Audrey Sars, tries to cross towards the middle. A solid opportunity to start the second quarter for the Eagles. Here's DeCock, quiet first. Pagani. And this will lead to a short corner for the Eagles. This is what they're trying to do. They were second in the Patriot League in that category this year. It's where they're at their best. And here is their first opportunity. The bench very excited after that play was run well. Eagles huddling, trying to set up the play. Oftentimes you'll see Gabby DeCock set something up here, trying to even it up at 1-1. The junior from Cape Town. Three goals, 3 assists. She'll set up from the left side. Eagles trying to even the championship game up here in the second. Their first corner of the day. Straight on to the top. The setup to Kunin. It's deflected, and it goes. We're tied at 1 apiece. Gabby DeCock set up the corner perfectly, and the Eagles even it up at 1-1. I believe that was Nor Kunin with the goal. Well, actually, Josie Formica got the deflection. So Kunin, the initial pass, it was a tough one to see originally. There was about 3 Eagle sticks around it. It was Formica getting the goal, Kunin getting the assist. Her 7th this year for Josie. That's her 3rd goal. So both these teams get goals in traffic near the cage, and now we're tied at 1 apiece. It was started by Gabby DeCock. Here come the Eagles on the other end. Another opportunity. Rossman, and she loses her stick as she makes contact with the keeper, Park. And Rossman is a bit shaken up as the officials stop play. Aiden Rossman, the sophomore. Huge upside, young player from Virginia, tied for 4th on the team last year with 4 goals. She had 4 this season, including a goal against Holy Cross. She's up though, that's good to see. One after Josie Formica gets a goal from a Nor Kunin pass. The short corner was started by Gabby DeCock. You know, Coach Jennings was telling his team between quarters, we need to get a short corner early. They do, and it leads to a score. Eagles, a lot more energy in the second. DeCock battles with Sars. And it'll be a set here for the Eagles. Complete turnaround from the first. Leopards trying to slow things down and get the momentum back on their side. Here's a player that can do it, Sam DeMeo. Kunin the steal. Kunin out in front. Kunin has some space. Working with Angela on her. Turns it in the middle. The backhanded shot's deflected by the back line. Vandergee's got a stick on it. Here comes Hamilton. An assist in that first. Crosses back over. Now sets to the middle. Fredericks knocks it away. Eagles control possession. Pagani, nice spin move midfield. Pagani past the 25-yard line. Diekman chases for it as she battles against Hefting. Crowd getting behind their Eagles. The number 1 seed with the home field advantage at the Jacobs Complex in D.C. All-conference first team Davies pushes. A little bit too hot. Costello, who had that first quarter goal, takes it away. Costello dumps sideline. Little give and go, a bit too strong. Davies takes it away. The cock draws contact. The bench for the Eagles wanted the foul, and they get it. Leopards strike first in the first quarter. Cameron Costello off the pass from Tara Hamilton. And then to open the second from a short corner, it was started by the cock. She went to Coonan, who dished to Josie Formica, who evened the game at 1 apiece. It was a first quarter controlled by the Leopards. They came out and socked the Eagles with an early goal, controlled the possession. The second's been all AU.
Number 6, Hannah Lewis.
Hannah Lewis back in for Lafayette. Nice pass gets to Diekman. Diekman crosses. Waiting for it was the back line. That was Hefting. Kind of an unsung player for Lafayette. Simone Hefting, a freshman from the Netherlands. She's part of this excellent back line that's only allowed goals in 4 of the team's last 34 quarters, including today. That one's whipped up the field. These two teams playing for the chance. The winner gets into the NCAA play-in round on Wednesday. Eagles opportunity here. Keeper's out. Park went out to play it on the sideline. The back line was waiting. Leopards dodge a bullet there. Eagles keep the pressure on that back line. Coach Jennings said the team felt great this year. There were some nerves. Now, he's been here many times, and he says even after years of playing in big Patriot League games, he still feels the nerves. Says the team had a good run through yesterday. On off days, both these teams are only given 75 minutes to practice, so you can't get a full session in. Although the players between games don't necessarily need that. This pass gets through everyone. Out in front, McAndrew. And it's past her. Haven't called Molly McAndrew's name yet. First team All-Patriot League. If she gets in space, watch out. That is a major key for Coach Jennings. The sophomore Molly McAndrew, a ton of talent from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. She'll be a big player for the Leopards for the next few years. The cross. Leopards go back to the far sideline. Even at 1 apiece. Patriot League Championship game on Stadium. Great to have you with us. Leopards scored in the first quarter. The Eagles responded early in the second. Josie Formica, her 3rd goal this season. Chance for the Leopards. Coonan tries to turn it around. Actually, that is Abby Kreider, who's just subbed in. Able to work a set piece here for the Eagles. Quickly intercepted by the Leopards, and they turn it back around. Here comes Kreider, the freshman. Aiden Rossman got trapped, didn't get a lot of help. Phelan in the right spot. Phelan to set. Kunin's to her left. The ball goes down the sideline to Kreider. Kreider tries to cross. Dangerous spot. Cock battles for it and takes it away. As DeLongis was right there. DeLongis comes out. Kaplan in. Eva Kaplan, the junior from New Jersey. She's seen steady playing time this year. Leopards have a lot more experience than the Eagles, who only have 2 seniors on the roster. The Leopards have seniors really at every spot. They were projected to finish 3rd this year in the Patriot League. The Eagles were thought to finish 2nd. These 2 teams outplayed their original rankings and now meet in the championship game. And really, you look at it, they combine to go 11-1 in the regular season for the Patriot League. On paper, these are the 2 top teams, top 3 in almost every category, top offense and defense. Leopards trying to create some offense. Kunin was waiting for it. Spot on pass up the field to Diekman. She tries to cross on Sars, and here's Formica from the sideline. Kunin. Davies, all conference first team. To Kunin, who's coming off that record-tying 3-goal game against Holy Cross in the semis. She whips it towards the sideline. Spot-on pass. Eagles scoring opportunity. So tough to get offensive pace against a team like the Leopards. Weave in between defenders. That's number 15, Hannes. Kunin with the steal. Nor. Again, Sars, who's been everywhere in this first half, was waiting for it. Balderson. Leopards have had a tough time getting the ball on their offensive end in the second quarter after really controlling the tempo in the first. Here's a chance for them, though. Solid feed to McAndrew. She's so dangerous here, but has it knocked out of play. And it will go to the Eagles. Must have been touched by McAndrew last. Roll towards the sideline. It'll stay with the Eagles. Yana Diekman working quickly. Gives to Hannah Moser. Fun stat on Moser, the sophomore. She comes off the bench, but she is 2nd on the team in shots taken. Wearing number 6 for AU. Watch out for her on that far side. Quiet first half, but she can strike at any time. Here's Phelan. She's been tough defensively. Formica. Sars to her left. It's taken by DeMeo. Working the sideline, it was Hamilton. It'll stay with the Eagles as Phelan will swing it in. Lauren Fredericks back in, the junior. She's starting. She's on that far side. 2nd team all-conference. Quickly looking over the field. I think all 5 of the all-conference players for the Eagles are out there. Here's a chance. 3:40 left to go in this first half. The Leopards scored in the first quarter. They struck early, something that only one other team has been able to do the entire year against the Eagles. As Cameron Costello got the early goal, and then Josie Formica responded with a goal in the second. We expected it to be close. These two teams have had phenomenal seasons. It was fun watching the pregame handshakes. Obviously, lots of respect for each other. Coach Jennings gave Coach Stone a nice hug before the game. Greatness recognizes greatness, and we see that on the field today. Last time the Leopards beat the Eagles was in 2012. It was in the Patriot League Championship game. They won in overtime, 2-1. They'll try to repeat that today. The winner plays in the NCAA play-in round on Wednesday. Gabby DeCock. She set up the goal early in this quarter on a short corner. Here come the Eagles. Right there waiting was Hefting. She's had a great first half. As Coach Jennings picks it up. Fun talking to Coach this week. He said, this is why we train all year. Here's Diekman, second team all-conference. Trying to spin back to her right. Pushes towards midfield. Steps was waiting for it. And she crosses with a backhand up the field. 1:45 left. Here's some room here for McAndrew. It's closed by Coonan. What a matchup that is. Big whip past everybody as the Leopards went for the strike. So many fun storylines in this one. Where do we start? Offensive Player of the Year, Nora Coonan, matching up against Defensive Player of the Year, Lisa Vandergeest, a freshman goalkeeper, taking on a senior goalkeeper. Here's a chance as a chip shot goes over the freshman. Minter watches it go. It may have been deflected, though. Here's Steps. Backhanded shot, looking for a deflection. And Eagles get it with 35 seconds left to go. A couple chances there for the Leopards. That was probably their best chance to score in this quarter. Davies. In front of this big crowd, nearly a full bleacher section here at the Jacob Sports Complex, and that's what you would expect. This Leopards fan base travels so well, and of course the Eagles fans have been supporting their squad all year. Here comes the Eagles. Coonan going to her left. She might try to take it herself here with 2 seconds. Coonan with a push. And it will lead to an opportunity here for the Eagles to close the half. The clock reads .02 though. So even though it's a second short corner, it'll be real tough for the Eagles to even get a shot up here. It'll be Gabby DeCock from the same spot. She started the possession that led to a goal earlier in the quarter. She sends it to the middle. Coonan, the shot. It's ricocheted left side. Eagles were given time by the official to play out the possession. And that is how the first half ends. The Leopards score in the first quarter. The Eagles come back with a goal in the second. Josie Formica tying it up at 1 apiece. Cameron Costello got the goal in the first for Lafayette. We head to halftime. This Patriot League Championship game is even at 1 on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. 1-1. Eagles and Leopards as we start the second half of the Patriot League Championship game on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Looking at some stats from that first half. The big one is shots by period. American had 4 shots in the second compared to not even getting an opportunity in the first. That number is going to be low in the second for both teams with these great back lines we're seeing today. So 1-1. The Eagles have it first. Eagles had 4 shots in the second quarter. In that first half, they couldn't get one in the first. Let's see which Eagles team comes out here in the third. Crossing over, weaving between defenders is Molly McAndrew. She was quiet in that first half. A couple of our stars were really isolated well. McAndrew didn't get many opportunities. We didn't see a lot from Lisa Vandergeest, the Defensive Player of the Year for the Leopards. The Leopards defended Nor Kunin well. She did have that assist off a corner that was started by Gabby DeCock. Lauren Fredericks met at midfield. It's Hefting. She played a great first half. Now Hamilton, who had that assist in the first. Hamilton found some space. It'll stay with the Leopards. Tara Hamilton, an assist to Cameron Costello. About 7 minutes into that first quarter, put the Leopards on top. Then the Eagles got an early goal in the second. Here they come here. Opening the third, it's Pagani. Pagani with Diekman to her left. Pagani is met just outside the ring and turned around. Vandergeest taking her time as she swings in from the sideline. Pagani meets her with her stick, and some miscommunication with the cock. Here's Vandergeest. Costello taken right away by the Eagles. Working the sideline is Davies. Davies. Nice stick play from Vandergeest. Known for that. She's already made a couple big plays to open this second half. A poke away from Hannes. McAndrew gives chase against Kunin. Ricochets off the ankle of Vandergeest. Quickly back in, it's Pagani. Pagani met by Vandergeest. She somehow gets it away. Sophie Carr in. She gets the offense started. But Josie Formica, what a performance for her. A goal and now a big defensive play there. As the temperatures dropped a bit here in the second half, a little more cool. The sun behind the clouds on this chilled late fall day at the Jacob Sports Complex in Washington, D.C. Charlene Beauchamp in this 1-1 tie championship game. These teams playing for a chance to make the NCAA tournament. The winner plays in a play-in round on Wednesday. Beauchamp will get the set here. Jen DeLongis is in. Eagles beat Lafayette 1-0 8 days ago in the final game of the regular season to determine who got home field advantage in this postseason here for the Patriot League. Lafayette last beat the Eagles in the championship game in 2012, 2-1 in overtime. We could see another overtime here. It's currently 1-1. Ball goes past the sideline. Coach Jennings, I think, helped the official make that call. He was right on it. Here's Beauchamp. Whips it past Kunin. Behind her is a line of white jerseys. Formica working with McAndrew. McAndrew steps. As Hannah Mosier, one of the top scorers for the Eagles, checks back in. To the sideline, it's Hefting. Hard pass up the field. Got it to Costello. Eagles take it back. Beauchamp, who had an assist in round one. Kunin at midfield. She's met by 3 different Leopards players. Strong pass. Right on the money. Moser beats a defender. The backhanded shot somehow was saved by Park. A gorgeous glove save by Sarah Park, the senior keeper, All-Patriot League second team, denying Hannah Moser the goal. Eagles still with it, though. Formica. Now McAndrew. A good opportunity for the Eagles. Hannah Moser is a strong backhanded shot up to the right, upper right part of the cage. Just a better save from the senior keeper, Sarah Park. That's her first save today, the first save for either keeper. Diekman got a stick on it. They'll stay with the Leopards, though. Hamilton back in. McAndrews out for the Leopards. Hannes is in. Roll to midfield. Here is Felicitas Hannes, the freshman from Germany. Davies, all-conference player. Trying to set up a go-ahead goal here for the Eagles. It's played by Hannes. Again off the right ankle of Felicitas Hannes. Cool story about her. She volunteered for a sport program that created opportunities for refugee children. So Felicitas Hannes, not just a great field hockey player, a good humanitarian as well. Made two nice defensive plays there. Let's see if the Eagles can get a goal here. And the offensive end, it's kicked away by the keeper Park. Still a chance here for the Eagles, and that will lead to a short corner. The aggressive play by AU sets up a scoring opportunity. They are 1 for 2 in scoring on short corners today. It's how they got their first goal. As the Cox set it up to Kunin, who delivered to Formica. This to try to go on top in the Patriot League Championship game. It will be DeCock, who has 3 assists this year, 1 against Holy Cross. She'll set it from the left side. Formica's to the right. She scored in that second quarter. This will likely go up top first to Nor Kunin. The Leopards ready. DeCock. The set to Kunin. The back tap, the shot, deflected. And it goes out of play. It will be another short corner. So this is opportunity number 4 here for the Eagles. Sarah Park is so good in goal. Such quick reflexes. The experienced senior. Shut out Bucknell. Only 2 goals allowed in her last 4 games, at least coming into today. And now DeCock. Her 4th short corner this afternoon. Both sidelines are up. What a crucial moment in this third quarter. DeCock, the set to Kunin. Goes to her left, the push. Back to DeCock. She tries to turn it herself. And it's knocked out of play. So the Eagles will get it up top this time as Sarah Park is stonewalling them on a couple corners here. Kunin, she'll take it herself. Still a chance. The keeper's out. Trying to turn. Rossman, the set, the cross. And Hamilton is there. But a foul is called near the cage on the Leopards. As it will be a short corner here for the Eagles. So just when Lafayette thinks they're out of it, AU's got another opportunity. The penalty corner for DeCock. Another tense moment here in the Patriot League Championship game. Just under 7 minutes left to go. The Leopards scored in the first, the Eagles in the second. Can somebody break through in the third? The set to Kunin. She strikes and puts the Eagles on top. Off the sixth short corner of this game, Nor Kunin gives AU the lead. Her fourth goal in the postseason. The offensive player in the year in the Patriot League gives her team a 2-1 advantage. The Eagles were knocking on the door, so close in a couple corners. And that time they get through with a big goal. Now let's see if the Leopards, now down for the first time today, how they respond. They completely controlled the first quarter. It's been all Eagles since, of course, plenty of time left. And everybody talks about defense with this Lafayette team. They're the second best scoring team in the Patriot League. A long way to go here. Hefty. And I like what the Leopards do. They slow things down, try to catch their breath a little bit, keep the ball on their stick. Nice pass. DeMayo beats one defender. As she works on the sideline, Formica met her. So both of the Eagles' goals come off short corners and took a few opportunities here in the third, but Nor Kunin is able to swing one through. You know, that felt good for her as she had a frustrating first half after scoring 3 goals against Holy Cross on Friday. Here is Kunin. Big swing. It gets to midfield. Hefting. Now across to Sayers. We'll see if Lisa Vandergeest might try to put a little more pressure from that defensive side. AU with momentum and the ball at midfield. Kreider. Kreider gets past Carr. AU trying to deliver a big knockout punch here. Hefting. As Hannah Lewis is back in for Lafayette. These two teams playing to get into an NCAA play-in round on Wednesday. The Eagles trying to get Patriot League Championship number 11, their first since 2016. Lafayette trying to beat the Eagles for the first time since 2012 when they won in the Patriot League Championship game. Two great programs with wonderful coaches, including the Coach of the Year for Lafayette, Jennifer Stone. Both were just a joy to speak with this week, talked about how happy they were with their teams this year. And now one of them is trying to put the finishing touch on a great Patriot League season and advance to play another day. Vandergeest. Lost on the sideline. It's under 3:30 left to go in the third quarter. Again controlled by AU. Crossing is Vandergeest. She sends it back to the middle. The midfielders for the Eagles have played stellar today. And that was a huge key for AU against this great back line for Lafayette. Leopards pushing, intercepted by Beauchamp. Charlene Beauchamp. The South African, who's been fascinated by America since she was 16, gets a couple nice plays defensively. This will roll out of play. Coonan back in. Diekman back in for AU. Hamilton, who had an assist. The freshman is re-entered for the Leopards. It's been a battle of the Offensive Player of the Year in Noor Coonan and the Defensive Player of the Year in the Patriot League in Lisa Vandergeest. And right now, Coonan has the advantage with an assist and a goal. The go-ahead goal about 5 minutes ago to give her team a 2-1 lead. Costello, who scored in the first quarter, tries to cross. Taken away by Formica, who scored in the second. Here's a set for the Eagles. 90 seconds left in the third quarter they've controlled. Of course, still tons of time, especially for an elite offensive team like Lafayette. DeCock, the aggressive push. She was trying to find Diekman. Ball somehow gets there. Yetta looking to cross and deflects it off the stick of Hefting. Now Coonan. Spins it to her left, goes back to her right. Coonan sends it to the middle. Bouncing ball, that's trouble. Leopards have time for one more shot here before the third ends. Steps. Now the Eagles, after being down 1-0, look like they'll be leading 2-1 entering the final quarter of this Patriot League Championship game. They're going to try to add on to it here, though. Nice backline play from Hefting. Whistle blows. As the clock ticks down, a green card is issued. As that's going to go against Simone Hefting. She asking what she did wrong there. 1 second left. Coonan, the quick rip. Clock didn't start right away. And that is how the third quarter ends. The Eagles on top, 2-1 after a big score from Noor Coonan about 7 minutes in. It started with a corner from Gabby Lecoq and Coonan to finish it off. We head to the fourth. The Eagles 2, the Leopards 1 in the championship game on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. The big story in that third quarter, the Eagles get 6 shots. Lafayette doesn't get any. The Eagles are able to put one through as we look at the stats. From Noor Coonan off a corner, 1 of 5 for the Eagles. Lafayette still looking for their first. Big ups to Sarah Park, the senior keeper for the Leopards. She has 6 saves today, and a good chunk of those came in that third quarter as she was able to keep this just a 1-score game. So the Eagles 2, Lafayette 1. We get set for the fourth quarter of action in the Patriot League Championship game. American seeks his 11th conference championship after losing it in the finals last season against Boston. Lafayette's trying to beat the Eagles for the first time since 2012 when they topped American in this championship game 2-1 in overtime. The winner plays in the NCAA play-in round on Wednesday. These were at the very least easily the top 2 teams in the Patriot League this season. They combined to go 11-1. The only time Lafayette lost was to the Eagles 8 days ago when they lost 1-0. They're the top 3 in every stat. They're the top 2 defensive teams, top 2 offensive teams, and they've treated this big crowd at the Jacobs Sports Complex to a great championship game. Eagles on top 2-1. It was the Leopards who scored first. About midway through that first quarter, A great pass from the right side from Tara Hamilton. Found Cameron Costello for her second goal this season. The Eagles responded in the second quarter. Nora Kunin off a corner, short corner, found Josie Formica, and then Nora Kunin scored in the third to give the Eagles a 2-1 advantage. So we start the fourth. This is for the championship. Can the Eagles hold off the Leopards, or will Lafayette come back, maybe tie this game and possibly try to send it into overtime? We'll see what happens here in the fourth. Kunin rolls it through everybody. Now the question becomes, do the Eagles, who have dominated the time of possession, try to be a little more conservative and do stuff like that? Pass it through everybody to get some time off this clock, or do they play aggressive and try to go for a big blow in this fourth quarter? Here's Kunin. Might have an answer to that right here. Kunin the backhand, a little bit wide. As the officials try to confirm with each other who touched it last, they're going to say it was Nor. On this chilly fall day here at the Jacobs Sports Complex, a standing room only crowd. Lafayette travels so well. The Eagles have had good support the entire year. These fans have been treated. It's been a lot of fun. We appreciate you tuning in on Watch Stadium. Chance here for the Leopards. McAndrew works out of the corner. It goes out of play, and Eagles take over. Davies to get things started in front of that Patriot League champions banner for the Eagles. They've won 10 since 2003. Their last was in 2016. This squad, with just 2 seniors, trying to add one in 2019. Sars, who was all over the place in that first half, seemed to be unstoppable defensively. Now Kunin. DeCock. Hefting will set things up. The freshman from the Netherlands. DeCock waiting for it. Able to force the turnover. Now DeCock. That's where she's at her best on that angle. Four subs getting ready to sub in for the Eagles. One here for Lafayette as Sophie Carr checks in for Hannes. You can see the Eagles keeping an eye on that clock. Still a long way to go here in the fourth. They're trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead and take the Patriot League championship. The cross from Rossman. Rossman chips to the middle. Out of place is the keeper, Park, and the Eagles put it through to take a 3-1 lead. Park went for the pass, and she's been so good today. She really had to do that because the ball had been reversed to the left side of that cage. Park trying to make the initial play, and the Eagles put it through. Atina Pagani getting the goal. Her third this season. First team All-Patriot League honors this year, and she gives her team a 3-1 lead in the championship. Eagles did a good job getting Sarah Park out between the pipes. They reversed it well. An extra pass to Pagani led to the goal. Park is such a skilled goalkeeper. One of the top in the conference. She's had a great day with 6 saves so far. So the Eagles had to make that extra pass to get it past her. They had to be perfect, and they're able to put it through. Eagles, lots of confidence, leading 3-1. And now the Leopards have to take some chances. Eagles can play a little more free here. Moser off the bench, a little quiet today, goes wide. Eagles, 3 goals, 1 in each quarter. Formica scored in the second, Kunin in the third, and now a padding goal from Pagani. 3 unanswered after Cameron Costello scored to get the Leopards on top 1-0. Lafayette in the corner, it's SARS. Squeeze between traffic. It'll be a set piece here in a good spot. Audrey SARS, the junior. Scored in the fourth quarter against Bucknell. She'll work out of the corner here. All conference Davies turns her away. DeMayo gets it, and it'll belong to the Eagles. Boshoff works the sideline, runs into Angela, and it's going to be with the Leopards. Coach Jennings said his team is so fun. He wants to win this for them more than anything. It's been a great year for this squad. They've grown and adapted to his coaching style, and as the clock is reset at 9:14. And really similar comments from Lafayette head coach Jennifer Stone. She said it's been a really fun group. They work hard. They deserve to be at the top and be at where they're at here. 5-1 in conference play. They shut out Bucknell in the semifinals to get here. They were leading 1-0 and now find themselves down 3-1 with the clock ticking under 9 minutes left to go in the fourth. DeCock battles for it. It goes off the stick of Angela. Actually, they're going to say it was off DeCock. Hefting will have it on the side. Hefting. SARS. Now out to Moser. Met by Vandergeest. Moser gets by Vandergeest. Contact with Hefting. There'll be a set here for AU. Eagles on top, 3-1. The winner plays on Wednesday in an NCAA play-in round. Davies, pardon me, waiting for it. Georgia Davies to Kunin. Kunin with a goal and assist. Went for the backhanded shot, deflected by DeMayo. Sam DeMayo, the senior, has played a great second half. And the pressure by AU forces a turnover, and that'll go past the keeper, Park. Park has 6 saves today. She's actually been quite good in the cage. When the Eagles have scored, they've had to make the extra pass to get her out of position. They've been able to execute a couple times. Vandergeest on the sideline. Moser pressured her. 3 unanswered goals for the Eagles after the Leopards got on top first off a goal from Costello. Nor Kunin, Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year, has been involved in 2 of those 3. Abby Kreider back in for AU. Boshoff sends it to Kreider. Kreider rolls to Diekman. Diekman tries to keep it in play. And Hefting, who's been tested today, is able to get the ball back for her team.
Back to full strength.
Eagles making it so tough for the Leopards to get anything going offensively. Hefting gets it to Hamilton. She's dangerous, had an assist in the first. Hamilton puts it back to her right. Diekman was waiting for it. Aiden Rossman's in. Diekman's running down the sideline. That's where it goes. Diekman on Hefting. Gets it past her, but a second defender. Sars was waiting. Here comes Sars. Good stick work. Sars to Hamilton. And Davies was waiting for it. Georgia Davis able to take it away as we approach the 5-minute mark in this championship game. Eagles leading 3-1. Trying to hold on here against a team that went 5-1 in conference play this year in Lafayette. The Eagles went undefeated 6-0, trying to cap a perfect Patriot League season and win their 11th conference championship. Against the coach of the year in the Patriot League, Jennifer Stone and her team. Hefting. Good find. Working the corner. Hannes, a little bit wide. Big, strong stroke from her, though. She was trying to get her 6th goal this season. Those are the kind of shots the Leopards are going to have to take. They'll probably get about 2 or 3 more of those opportunities with 4 minutes left. Grace Angelella is back in for Lafayette. With fresh legs, she's able to make a deflection there. Here's Sars. Backhands it. That was actually Vandergeest looking for Sars. And she's whistled. It'll be a set here for Kunin. Nor Kunin rolls up the field as it goes past Rossman. As a consolation, though, for the Eagles, that will take some time. Eagles 3 minutes away from potentially winning Patriot League Championship number 11. Leopards need a couple really quick scores here. Sars keeps on her stick. Rolls one over to DeMeo. DeMeo crosses. There was one opportunity as that one went a bit wide. Good luck, though. Sam DeMeo, one of their top offensive players.
Back for American number 6, Hannah Moser.
As Hannah Moser's in. Dangerous cross-field pass. McAndrew trying to pick it off. Davies. Past DeMeo. It rolls out of play. It'll stay with AU. Rather, the Leopards. 2:10 left. Hefting. Kunin. Not all offense is Kunin. Works up the field. She's at the cock to her right. Kunin crosses left. Kunin back to the right. Kunin tries to take it herself. And it's blown dead. A slashing call and a yellow card is given to Andrella. That may have saved a goal as Kunin was working quickly. Coach Jennings cheering on his team, directing them to drop back. What a career he's had, 18 years. He's trying to lead his team to their 11th conference championship, all under Coach Jennings. They're 135 away from that, unless the Leopards here can get a quick goal. They will have a set piece from just outside a striking zone. Stars with it. And that rolls out of play. It will go to the Eagles with 1:15 remaining in this Patriot League championship game. About the trophy presentation afterwards. Coonan pressured by McAndrew.
Remaining in the fourth quarter.
Eagles 3, Leopards 1. Leopards scored in the first. The Eagles have responded with 3 unanswered goals. Formica, Coonan, and then Atani Pagani. Cameron Costello scored in the first for Lafayette. They came out strong, something nobody has done against the Eagles this year. Sylvia Burwell, the president of American University, will be on hand for the trophy presentation. AU's done such a great job hosting this Patriot League tournament. A short corner here, though. This will probably be the last big threat to at least get one of these goals back for the Leopards. They can score here. It's still not over. Felicitas Hannes, one of their best passers, to set this one up. It's their first short corner today. The Eagles have 5. Hannes to the middle. This set to Vander Geest. It ricochets off the keeper. Fiona Minter goes through. Lisa Vander Geest keeps her team in this one. It's 3-2 now with 41 seconds. Just when you think the Eagles are about to ice it, Lisa Vander Geest, the defensive player of the year in the Patriot League, makes this one a contest. So some drama as we end this Patriot League championship. The Leopards keeping it tight. So we talked about they probably have 3 chances about 2 minutes ago. They misfired on the first. They connect on the second. Let's see if they get a third. DeCock is trying to keep it and work this clock with 25 seconds. She takes it to the corner, trying to force an infraction. And DeCock will keep it with 17. And now that will lead to a short corner with 15. The Eagles sideline can sense the victory. The Leopards, what a last-second effort to make this one close. They're going to have to get a quick steal, though, and really flip it up the field quickly. Got to credit Coach Jennifer Stone and her team, though. Down 3-1, things looking bleak. They're able to make this one a 1-goal game with 40 seconds left, but they're in trouble now with a short corner coming up for AU. And only 15.4 left. What a battle it's been between the 2 top teams in the Patriot League. It's not disappointed, or it's not been disappointing, as the Eagles got down 1-0 early. They scored 3 straight. The Leopards come back with a late goal. And now the Eagles 15 seconds away from Patriot League Championship number 11. Coonan, she'll keep it herself, back to the corner. Turns with 8 seconds, 5 seconds. The official stops play. 4, 3 seconds, and the Eagles are going to win their 11th Patriot League championship. The American Eagles take out the Leopards from Lafayette 3-2. A really competitive contest this afternoon on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. The Leopards got on top 1-0, but the Eagles responded with 3 straight. It proved to be enough for Coach Jennings and company as they hang on here at the Jacob Sports Complex.
Fans, please remember to stick around for the awards presentation coming up in just a few minutes.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the post-game ceremony, the trophy presentation to the Eagles on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. All hugs on that Eagles sideline. Such a great sight for them. What a year it's been for the AU Eagles, undefeated in conference play. They win in the semifinals against Holy Cross 5-1, and they cap it off with a very tightly contested 3-2 victory against the Lafayette Leopards here. Beating the 2-seeded Leopards, the Eagles, a 1-seed, win the conference tournament. What a performance for them. They got down early 1-0. The Leopards came out swinging. They completely controlled that first quarter. Cameron Costello got an early goal for Lafayette, and it looked like the Leopards had come out with more energy. They looked like they were the better team today, but the Eagles flipped the switch in the second. They were able to get a tying goal just 90 seconds in. It started with a corner from Gabby DeCock. She gave to Nora Coonan, who set up Josie Formica for the tying goal. In the third quarter, Nora Coonan took over. She had a quick backhanded shot that went in for a goal just past the great keeper, Sarah Park, to give the Eagles a 2-1 lead. And then in the fourth quarter, we saw goals from both teams. What we thought would be just an insurance goal was scored by Tani Pagani. With 41 seconds left, though, Lisa Vandergeest made things interesting, getting the second goal for the Leopards. But the Eagles were able to hold it for the final 41 seconds, and they take their 11th Patriot League championship. As we get set for the trophy presentation in just a second. Once that is set up, we will go down to the field, but first, important to note that the Eagles win their 11th conference championship. They will play in the NCAA play-in round on Wednesday, so that's where they go next, after beating a really good Lafayette team. It was tons of fun as both bleachers are giving their respective teams a standing ovation. The Eagles sideline, or the Eagles fan base, is up. They give high fives to all their players as they run through. Conference champs. They take out Lafayette. For the Leopards, tough for them. The only team they lost to in the Patriot League this season was the Eagles. A lot of very talented seniors, some young talent as well. That's going to be good for a number of years. Don't be surprised if we see this very same matchup a year from now in the Patriot League Championship. These are two young teams with still room to grow and get better, which is scary for the rest of the league. So the Eagles win 3-2 at the Jacob Sports Complex in Washington, D.C. They extend their impressive play over Lafayette, taking out the Leopards for the 20th time in this 27-game series. Now let's go ahead and send it down to the field as we look at the trophy presentation.
First, the Patriot League would like to congratulate all the teams for an outstanding performance during the weekend. Now the Patriot League would like to announce the members of the all-tournament team. There are 2 members from each of the 2 semifinalists, Bucknell and Holy Cross. The 2 representatives from Holy Cross are Madeline Alderfer and Philomenia Fitzgerald. Representing Bucknell are Olivia Harris and Allie Christopher. 3 student athletes from Lafayette were selected to the all-tournament team. They are number 18, Lisa Vandergeest, number 25, Anna Steps, and number 87, Sarah Park. And now the 4 members of the all-tournament squad representing the 2019 Patriot League champion American Eagles. They are number 2, Lauren Fredericks, number 7, Georgia Davies, number 19, Atina Pagani, and number 20, Nor Coonan. And the 2019 Patriot League Tournament Most Valuable Player from American, junior midfielder Nor Coonan. At this time, the Patriot League would like to congratulate the Lafayette College Leopards on their performance this weekend. We ask that head coach Jennifer Stone and the team captains please come forward to accept the runner-up trophy. And now the Patriot League would like to congratulate the American University Eagles for winning the 2019 Patriot League Field Hockey Championship. We ask that head coach Steve Jennings and the captains please come forward to accept the trophy. Fans, the Patriot League would like to congratulate all the teams of the league for their outstanding performance this weekend and throughout the season. The Patriot League would like to extend its gratitude to American University and its staff for a superb job in hosting this weekend's championship. And don't forget, the NCAA tournament field will be announced at 10 o'clock tonight and can be seen online at ncaa.com. Thank you for supporting the Patriot League and its scholar athletes. Thank you for attending today's game, and please arrive home safely.
What a shot there. Patriot League champions, the American University Eagles. A perfect season complete in the Patriot League. 6-0 in the regular season. They win twice here in the postseason. They host the championship. They win the championship against an insanely talented Lafayette Leopards team. What a fight they put up today. Almost were able to pull off the comeback with that late goal, but the Eagles hold them off and win by a 3-2 final. Big thanks to all of those who tuned in, to you for tuning in on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. We really appreciate your support. Big thanks to my wonderful crew today, camera people, everybody behind scene did a fantastic job. Eagles move on. They will play in a NCAA play-in round on Wednesday after winning the Patriot League Championship game, their 11th, by a 3-2 score over Lafayette. I'm Ryan Pierce saying so long. We'll talk with you next time.